All right, hello everybody. It's time for Mr. Knott's Art Studio. Today is going to be Technique Tuesday. I'm going to teach you a new technique. We're going to learn how to do some blending. You can use this in your artwork. We're going to also make a new little tool to go with it. I've shown you the tool before, but I'm going to show it again because it's a really handy tool. So let's go ahead and we're going to jump right in. We're going to get started. Let me adjust the camera here just a little bit. Let's see, right about there. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do today is we're going to make what's called a stipple. Okay, it's basically a rolled up piece of paper. You can actually buy them like this, but you don't have to buy one. You can make one. I actually seem to have better luck with the ones that I make. So I have a piece of paper here. I'm just going to tear the paper like this. And go ahead and tear it. You don't have to cut it. I want you because actually this has there's a part that it works better if it's not cut. Okay. What you're gonna do is you're gonna just simply take this piece of paper and you're gonna roll it up real tight. Okay, as tight as you can get it. Now the trick that I have is that I put it in my hand and roll it in the direction where it's rolling it, but then I bring it back and push it again and keep going in that same direction. Don't roll back and forth because it'll just get tight and then loosen, tight and loose. So keep rolling it in the same direction over and over. You'll need a piece of tape. If you roll it tight enough, you can get by without the tape, but just a small piece of tape. And what you're going to do is after you get it about as tight as it's going to go, you take a little piece of tape and you put it on there like that. So I'm going to kind of I'm going to slow down just a minute. Also today I want you to have a pencil and at least a couple of color pencils or some crayons will work. You can use, it doesn't matter really what colors they are. It'll all work the same. But while y'all are working on that, I'll show you one reason I kind of like having the torn paper is because it makes this end really soft, and that helps with our smudging of our blending that we're going to be doing today. So real simple stipple. This has the same tool. It's the same thing as when people they're doing some artwork and they rub it with their finger. We don't want to rub with our artwork with our finger because you have oil on your fingers and you're just rubbing that oil into your artwork. And that ends up messing up your art in the long run. I have some old pieces of art and I can look at them and I can tell everywhere that I touched it because I oiled from my fingers. All right, so today like I said, we're going to learn how to do some blending. We're going to start off with just a regular pencil. Okay, I like to use mechanical pencils, but I also have I got more pencils than I know what to do with. First of all, what we're going to do is we're going to start out dark. Okay, what we're going to try to do is blend this to where it goes from dark to white. Okay, to light. Now I see a lot of people do this. I'm going to do it kind of the wrong way. They go like this. And then they go. All right. And so it's blending it. Okay. You can see how it blends. But we're going to try to do it the right way to where it looks nice and smooth. What I do is I start out dark. Not super dark. It doesn't have to be as dark as it's going to be. And then I slowly start moving this way, and as I'm doing this, I'm making my pencil, I'm pressing on my pencil less and less. Okay, you can even, but just a little bit at a time. You're releasing that pressure. You can change the way you're holding your pencil. You can see how I'm holding my pencil. I'm holding it at the very back, and I'm barely putting any pressure on it. When I get down here to the other end, as I'm making it lighter and lighter, I'm not putting any pressure on the pencil. The pencil's doing all the work. You want to make it blend out just a little bit at a time. You want to do as much work with your pencil as you can and not be so dependent on the stipple and at least not yet. Okay, you want, because if you do this correctly, you'll hardly have to use the stipple, and you don't. And your work will look a lot nicer anyway. So I'm going to go back over it again. This I usually do this several times. Dark. And it slowly gets lighter. Now you can see on mine where it's dark, it's really dark, and then it changes really fast right here. And then it actually gets lighter here, and then darker, light, dark. So I have to try to even all that out. Now you would use this if you were you're on round objects or anything that you're working on your shading. And just try to watch it. And then also what I do is I'll push my pencil lead out real far. You see how far I'm pushing it out? That way if I accidentally push too hard, it's actually going to break my lead. And another advantage to having your lead pushed out, or if you have a regular pencil, if you're holding it on the side, that gives you a thicker line than if you were trying to push down straight down on it. So it even with a mechanical pencil, this is turned out into like a really super, it's really wide, but it's also a super fine point. Barely touching it here, blending it out to nothing. Now go over it again. I want this area to be darker. I don't want it to be dark, a gray, and then white, or I don't want it to be broken into sections. I want it to be a smooth change to where it you can't really tell where it's changing at. You're going from black to white, and you don't know where it's changing. I think we can do a life lesson on that. It does take time. In this instant world, everybody likes everything to be done really quick. My best pieces of art, I have spent hours and hours and hours on. Even if it's just something in my sketchbook. If it's something that's really good, I have spent hours on it. It's not just magic. It doesn't just pop out and go, woo, okay, there it is. It's done. I'm a great artist. No, it takes work. It takes practice. So from here, I have mine pretty much smoothed out. I see a few flaws in it, so I can go in and fix that. Now, also, another thing you can do is you can go in another direction, okay? Your teachers might have told you in the past that, that they want you to color in one direction. The reason they do that is because if you're not completely filling it in, or if you're not a good, or if it's just kind of a scribble color, if everything's colored in the same direction or drawn in this, all your lines are in the same direction, it makes it look more organized. But you can go the opposite direction and go this way some. I feel I got a pretty good blend already. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do this just a little bit. But this also helps smooth it out. Ooh, man, I got a sharp line in there. Maybe I need to stop talking so much. All right. So now with my stipple, I can take either the soft end or the stiffer end. It doesn't matter. And I start smoothing it out. Now you can't just go like that because then it'll mess it up. You want to continue. So what I do is I start out with the darker area. Kind of do it in little circles. What this is going to do, I don't know if you can see the pencil. So right here, you can see the pencil strokes. You can already see them start to disappear here. And that's what we're trying to do. I use my stipple a whole lot when I'm doing someone's skin. If I'm doing a skin or a flower, something that's supposed to look soft and supple. If I'm doing a car, usually I don't use the stipple. I keep it stiffer I might use it a little bit if there's some areas of the car that I want particularly smooth. But this hides your pencil marks. Now, if you just kind of quickly go like that, and you try to smudge it out, you're still going to have those pencil lines in there, and that goes against what you're trying to do, at least for this technique. You don't use this technique all the time, but it's a good one to know. Now you can take a look at it. My pencil lines are almost all disappeared right through here. Okay. But it's very important to know how to smooth it out first. Because we're about to use some color pencils. So work on that just a little bit. I'll kind of play with mine. And then we're gonna go into doing it with some color. We'll try it out with color. And then we'll also do some blending with two colors. Alright, so I have this blue color pencil. I might have to get a sharpener here. So I got a blue color pencil. It doesn't matter what color. You probably want to use something besides yellow or white, of course. So we do the same thing with it. You can do the same thing with a color pencil. Is start out darker and slowly build it up. Get this up a little bit. It's lighter and lighter and lighter. Now here's the trick. Okay, a stipple will not work on most color pencils. Okay, they do actually have color pencils that they're colorless. They have no color to them, and they are actually made for blending. Here's one of my other stipples. This is one that I bought. Okay, there's a bought stipple. I'm going to sharpen my pencil just a little bit here. But they actually, so with since you can't really blend them with just a regular stipple, you have to be able to blend it by just using your hands or controlling your pencil and doing it correctly this way. So go over it several times. Go ahead and try this. I mean, it's a good way to kill some time, just practicing this. You learn something new. Kind of get away from the TV. That's one of my traps. I can turn on the TV and I will turn into a vegetable almost instantly. I go to Walmart. And if I walk past the TVs at Walmart, I sit there and start staring at them. Even if it's just a Walmart commercial on here. But if I start drawing, I can listen to the TV, even with the TV on. I can listen to the TV, and I actually see the picture in my head. I don't have to actually watch it, and I'll sit there and I'll be drawing away, zoned out, and I could sit like that for hours. So I have a nice blend going on here. I'm going to kind of go this direction a little bit. The thing is, if you go this direction, you cover the whole thing. Then if you go all the way across, you're going to mess up your lighter color. So I'm just trying to make this a little bit darker here. And if you're trying to make, also one thing you got to watch out for, if you get something under your paper, it could be just a little speck of something, and you hit that with your pencil, it could make a rough area or a patch in there. So that's about as smooth as I can get this. I can go over it again and again. But with a color pencil, let's try to stipple out on it and see what happens. It usually doesn't smudge much. I'm getting a little bit, but it's actually, looks like it's just making it dirty. All right. So, let me see here. I'm going to try to read some. I was reading some of the comments there. My camera's not facing towards me. So we're going to do one more technique here. What we're going to do is we're going to take two colors and we're going to blend it from one color to the next. So start out with your blue again. Color heavy, and then very quickly get lighter, 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 lighter. I actually have ridges in my table here. There's a line right here and it picked it up, that line right there. You have to watch out for that. And I even have several pieces of paper under it. It's pretty amazing how much that can show. Okay. Now I want to fade it into green. This doesn't have to be perfect yet. All right. So I'm going to fade this into a green. So I want to start up here with the green and start out heavy. And get lighter and lighter, let it run into the blue. And I go back to my blue. You have to go back and forth on this. You have to switch your colors up. This is a really good technique if you're doing a rainbow, letting it blend from one to the other. Sunsets. Sunsets are a popular thing to paint or color. So you want it to blend from one color to the other. It's not very often you see a sunset that has strict lines where the colors change. I've seen it before. But usually it fades from red to purple to an orange to yellow. And it's blended just like this. God's a pretty amazing artist. When I die, I want to be his sunset painter for him. I'm going to come back in. I'm going to do my green. Remember, you're still starting out heavy. Now, the darker colored blue is actually more powerful than the green, so it only takes a little bit of blue, just touching the blue into the green. Now, I'm actually having to press pretty hard for the green inside of here. The darker colors are going to be more powerful. Try making something today. Draw something. Put some either blended shading in or blend some colors into it. Have some fun with it. I think I need a little more blue here. Let me bring my blue up here some. So when you get done, my battery's about to die on me, so I want to hurry up today. So when you get done, you should be able to have your blue and your green, and have it should be kind of a challenge to see exactly where it's changing colors. I need a little more blue here. All right. I could keep working on this for quite a while. Let me go ahead and do yours. I'd love to see any of y'all's work. Y'all can private message me or anything. So I'd love to see y'all's work. So let's have a quick life lesson today before my battery dies. I want to talk to you about comfort zone. Everybody kind of gets into a comfort zone where everything's good, okay? Where everything's going okay, but we're not necessarily happy with it. It's just, all right, if this is working for me, I'm going to do it this way. But the way we grow and the way we expand is we get outside of that comfort zone. I like to ride my motorcycle a lot, so I'll probably do lots of life lessons off of that. When I'm riding my motorcycle and I'm going around a turn, well, sometimes I'd like to lean into that turn a little bit more. And it's comfortable at one point. I can do that. I can go around that turn at that angle. But for me to be able to expand on that, to get better at it, I have to get out of that comfort zone, get into that nervous area. Doing live videos for me. This is outside my comfort zone. I'm not used to going without an audience. So when you're doing artwork, try something new. Try something different. It's okay to if you mess up, you mess up. Okay. All you gotta do is you can keep your artwork. Okay. Sign it, date it, put it away, hide it somewhere. But you'll want to see that artwork later, and that way you can see those improvements. But don't be afraid to get outside that comfort zone. Something that's uncomfortable for you to do, but you kind of wish you could do it, go for it. All right. Hope y'all enjoyed the lesson. Have a great day. Looks like it's a beautiful day outside. Go out there and enjoy it. And may God bless all your adventures.